Slow Fashion Show, year 3. We are so excited to bring this back for another year. My name is Charmaine Guo. I am the host of the Slow Fashion Show this year. I'm a member of the sewing club. And this is Amy McCormick.
Hi, I am one of the presidents of Green Team this year. Green Team does a lot of stuff around the school. We do like composting. You probably see us there. This week actually is going to be lobby week. We're going to go to the Massachusetts State House tomorrow. And so if you're interested in projects like that, like lobbying or trying to be more conscious of all of the waste that we're producing, you can come to Green Team on Friday mornings from 8 to 8:30.
And this is Madame Langelier.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Langelier. I teach French here. I also run the sewing club on Fridays after school, which was a club I started like 8 years ago or something, just to share my passion for sewing with you guys. And so it's every Friday after school. It's something anybody can stop in at any time, even if you have no experience. Learn to make a tote bag or something like that, a pillow, a zipper pouch, or if you want to get really into sewing clothing, I can also help you with that. So it's just a really fun hobby, and it's also a way to be sustainable with fashion, with all the fast fashion labels out there. So,
which we'll talk more about later on. But now you're going to see I think 8 models walk through with sewn, secondhand / refashion, and thrifted outfits in that order. So keep your eyes out for some people you might recognize, and cheer people on. And without further ado, the Slow Fashion Show will start.
So we can play music, because what would a fashion show be without music? So while we're waiting, let me just ask you some questions. Raise your hand if you've ever sewn anything. Who has ever? Okay, nice. Raise your hand if you're interested in sewing. Okay. Raise your hand if you think it's like something that only old grandmas do. Okay. Anybody interested in like refashioning something? Like buying something from Savers and then refashioning it? Okay. Has anyone ever done that? Have you guys ever, who has a story of something they refashioned? Mia, will you tell us about something you refashioned? Have you refashioned something? Can you tell us about it? Have you ever like taken, so refashioning is if say you buy something from a thrift store, and then say it's a jacket, and then you add like an applique to it. You add something to the back. Maybe you add patches, or maybe you add like an image to the back or something. That would be a refashion. Or you could take a dress and chop it off and make a t-shirt out of it. Anything like that would be refashioning. Has anyone ever done that? Nobody's done that? Oh, I don't know. I bet they have. Are we ready? Okay, I guess we're playing off. Here we go. Music's not very loud. I'm just going to pretend the music's loud. Hello? Do I sound louder? I guess I can. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to do interviews so you can see more about what goes into making these beautiful garments. Okay, so what's your name and grade?
My name is Charmaine Hua. I am a 12th grader here at Wayland High School.
Oh, I'm Miss Langelier. I am a teacher here at Wayland High School.
Okay, never mind. We're doing each person one at a time.
Okay.
My bad. So, why do you sew?
I sew because it's a great stress reliever. I found it because I had a sewing machine at home. My mom was starting to teach me how to sew, but I wanted other resources. So I joined Sewing Club, where Madame helped me develop all my passions. She helped me find a lot of resources for sewing, like nude fabrics. They have a lot of free patterns. That's how I really got into making my own patterns as well.
How long did this outfit take you to make?
I didn't make this outfit. This is thrifted. But the blue dress you saw at first, that one took, actually, total, it technically took 2 years because I kind of gave up on it. At first, the fabric was a little annoying to work with, but I decided to push through, and it came out so much more beautiful than I ever expected it to be. The total time that I worked on it was probably maybe like 16 hours.
That's really nice. So why do you thrift?
I thrift because I love finding cheap clothes, even with inflation nowadays, but that's okay. Because they are cheaper than other clothes and they look exactly the same. This dress was $70 at Broomfield Antique Market, the world's largest flea market. It's so amazing. You should go check it out. And this is actually handmade, but I didn't make it, but it was $70.
Where do you thrift? Do you have any places nearby that you really like?
I love District Garment in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Has anyone gone there?
Garment district.
Oh, yeah, Garment District. Garment District? Yes. What did you go to the paper pound? Did you go to the paper pound? No, she said that. What's your best time? Sweatshirt? Yeah. It's so amazing. Who else? Yeah. You there? What's your best time? Yeah, so there are a lot of different finds while thrifting. It's so amazing what you can find.
Yeah. Unless, have you found anything else really cool while thrifting?
I found a messenger bag that I added some patches on, and I mailed it over to my best friend because she loves messenger bags.
So, Madame, you run the sewing club.
I do, yes.
Why do you sew?
Okay. Yay, Charmaine!
Yay, Charmaine!
Okay, why do I sew? I've always liked creative hobbies. I've always had a lot of creative hobbies. And I actually started sewing a very long time ago when I lived in New York City, like soon after college. It was sort of an outlet just because it was kind of a rough time in my life, and I started taking sewing classes and it was really fun. And then I picked it up again like many years later, and I just started doing home decor, like pillows and banners and things like that. And then one day I was like, I really think I want to make a dress. I'm going to try to make a dress. So I actually went to the fabric store near here, which is Fabric Place Basement. It's my favorite place. I learned a lot from the women who work there, and I asked them tips, and I asked them for their advice, and I started getting into it. I learned a lot on YouTube, and really, I was taking a weekly class for a while, going weekly to a sewing place near me. But a lot of it I really learned online, and you guys could do the same. If you just watch tutorials, you can learn so much. But it's something that really relaxes me. Anything creative just kind of gets me into a different zone, so that's partly why I like it.
That's great. How long did this outfit take you to make?
I made the jacket and I made the shirt. I don't know, the jacket, it's hard to say. Maybe took me 6 hours over in different chunks of time, and this shirt maybe the same. I don't really know. But the thing with sewing that's great is you can break it up into small chunks of time. So like you trace the pattern, then you cut the fabric out, and then you might sew a few seams, and then you can kind of just space it out and do it in little chunks, which is great. So you don't have to feel pressured to do it all at once, but it's a lot faster than knitting. So yeah.
How do you think the quality of sewn clothes compares to bought clothes?
The quality, I mean, I really guess it depends on your level of skill. When I first started sewing, I would say the quality of the things I made wasn't great, but I was still really proud of them because I made them myself. But I mean, I think it can be better quality because sometimes you see things that are really poorly made now, things that are made, in factories, and unfortunately the labor conditions are really pretty horrible a lot of times. So it makes you feel better when you sew, sewing my own clothes makes me feel better about that. It also really makes you kind of think about when you make a garment and it takes you a long time and it's hard. It really makes you think about the people working in factories and the conditions they work in, and that when you can get something so cheaply, like how is it that we can get a garment so cheaply when it actually takes a lot of skill and time to make. So I think about that.
So I think the blouse you're wearing is definitely great quality.
Thank you, Tara.
Yay, madame. Okay. Why do you sew, Courtney?
So I always really like to do creative things, and sewing was just like a great way to do that. I think I taught myself when I was around 8 years old. Like my grandmother, I think, taught me how to use the sewing machine, and then I just kind of picked up. And yeah, I just love the idea of being able to have something that I had made myself.
Do you think sewing machines are really crucial for sewing? Do you think you need one, or do you think anyone can start?
Not at all. I started hand sewing actually, and you can make any article of clothing hand sewing or sewing machine, but it is a lot faster to use a sewing machine.
How long did this lovely dress take you to make?
I think I did it in about an afternoon, and it took about 3 or 4 hours, give or take. I don't actually remember. Something around there.
Explain your process. It's made of pillowcases, right?
It was. I needed some fabric, and I didn't want to go to the fabric store, so I found these unused pillowcases. My process. Usually it just has to do with, if I see something that I like online, I'll try to figure out if I can recreate it, or I'll just come up with my own designs. This is my own design. I just draped it. I have a dress form at home, and so I figured out how to make the pattern, and then I made this dress.
That's great. So do you think this dress compares to store-bought clothes? Do you think it's better? I think it's better.
Thank you. It's hard to say because again, this was a really quick project. But I think a lot of the time, handmade clothes they're usually better quality, as Madame said, and an effort to create as many articles of clothing as possible and just get it out really fast. A lot of the time, the clothing quality you have to give up the clothing quality to get more clothes. So I do think handmade clothes often are of better quality.
Okay, great. Thank you, Courtney. So Jeff, why do you sew?
So I don't sew, actually. But my sister sews. She's actually an art major at Wheaton College in Norton, Massachusetts. But she's made me a lot of articles of clothing, and I could say I definitely enjoyed them much more than any other piece of clothing. So I love that aspect about sewing.
That's really nice. Do you know what maybe prompted your sister into wanting to sew? Was it a hobby, or did she just really like making clothes?
So I think she started art, painting and drawing, but I think she branched out into a bunch of different styles of art, especially now in college, because she's done ice sculptures and stuff. So I think she just wanted to try something different, and she wanted to be able to show off her art in a different way. Yeah.
That's great. So you definitely prefer your sister's clothes over store-bought clothes.
Definitely. I don't have many pieces from her, and they do take a while to make, but yeah, I definitely enjoy her pieces more.
That's great. Thank you, Jack.
Give it up one more time for these amazing models. talk about the impacts of fast fashion. In the meantime, what are some of your favorite brands? What are your favorite clothing stores? Why do you all like Temu so much?
Cheap.
It's cheap?
Do you guys think you mostly shop from sustainable brands or fast fashion brands? Okay, so in the meantime, while we wait for the tech team to figure out the slideshow, I'm going to interview Charmaine, who's the president of the Sewing Club. So, what do you think Sewing Club's all about?
For me, Sewing Club is really a space where I can go to and mainly get help from Madame on any of my projects. Of course, YouTube is also a great source for help, but sometimes you have a really specific question and you just need a little bit more help from a mentor who has many more years of experience.
So would you say it's more project-based, like students can come with questions about a piece they're working on?
Yeah, it is really more project-based, come as you can kind of thing. If you show up, Madame can give you a project that you would absolutely love working on, you would absolutely love to work on. If you have no experience at all, she'll help you with a sewing machine. Sewing Club has, I think it's 3 sewing machines available for you to use. Oh, 4 sewing machines. They're all amazing to use, very smooth, very well maintained, and Madame can show you the inner workings of how they all work.
Oh yeah, okay. So, let's get started. So, do you love fashion?
Yes, yes, we love it! But what is really behind all of this fashion?
Yeah, there's a lot of bad things that can come up in the fast fashion industry that we've currently help happen with our habits. So okay, so let's take a closer look at fast fashion and what can happen. Currently, 80 trillion pieces of clothing are consumed, causing pounds and pounds of clothes to be thrown into landfills, which has horrible consequences on the earth where it impacts like carbon emissions, pollution in water and air, and because these corporations are trying really hard to meet the demand, their workers end up struggling and making less money. So these are really big fast fashion companies. A lot of them are probably ones you shop at because they're really popular. Zara, and then there are a few more on the next slide. There's Urban, Gap, Pretty Little Things, Zara again. And this is especially prevalent with online shopping like Temu, Shein, Romway. So that's why we did this fashion show, because we believe it's important to bring awareness to fast fashion and the harms that can have on the earth and even an individual. So we just want to show that these pieces are really cool, can be worn, and you can make your own clothes. So these are really nice clothes that were made in a previous year, because this is our third year running the fashion show. And these are really nice clothes you can wear to school, anywhere, and they were made by Wayland students. So there are lots of different places you can get clothes. You could thrift, which is going to secondhand stores and buying clothes that people have donated to give them a new life, because otherwise they would mostly go to landfills. You could upcycle, which is going to these thrift stores and finding clothes that maybe they have something that's a little off to you, like maybe they're not your size, they're not quite your style. You could bring them home and try and rework them yourselves and adjust them to your liking. It's important to practice responsibility, making sure that you don't feed into micro trends, and the clothes you buy will be clothes that you can wear for its full life, and you won't just throw it away after a season. And make sure that the brands you buy from are sustainable, they're paying their workers a living wage, and the quality of the clothes will last.
And here are some other beautiful outfits. Thrifting is not just for fancy outfits, fancy shoes, whatever. It's really to put clothes into your closet that you will wear every day, that you are proud to wear. So how is slow fashion a solution? So you can share clothes, and if you see your friend wearing a really pretty dress, a shirt, a really cool pair of pants that you would also love to wear, maybe to some other event, you can ask to borrow. And similar to that, you can rent clothes. This has gotten a little more popular nowadays. For clothes that are a little bit out of your price range, you can rent them for just an event, a day, to wear them and trial them before you commit to them. And it's important to shop in moderation because, as we know, our closets have limited space. We don't wear clothes, you guys don't change outfits twice a day, 3 times a day, right? Yeah, so it's really hard to, if you have a huge closet, it'd probably be hard to work through all of those clothes to wear in a year. And because you might have clothes that you don't wear during the year, it's important to clean out your closet and donate those clothes to charities and other foundations. But most importantly, very important, keep wearing the clothes you already own. Don't go thrift just because you see, oh, it's sustainable. That means I have to buy more clothes to support the cause. Yes, it's important to support the cause. But if you already have clothes that you love, clothes that you wear every day, keep wearing those. Here are some other beautiful designs. Patchwork, refashion. If you see, have you guys all seen maybe videos of sweatshirts made from blankets or towels with cute designs like Nike, reworked, and like Winnie the Pooh or anything like that? It's all patchwork, combines pretty colors all together. And once again, what are some of the impacts of fast fashion? The fashion industry uses over 6 trillion liters of water. That is insane. Per year, that's per year, to produce over 60 trillion kilograms of clothing. That's for everyone on this planet. That is crazy. However, thrifting can save 2,700 liters of water per one shirt, and one pair of pants can save up to 8,000 liters. It's important to note, why is there so much, why do sorry. Does anyone have an idea why one pair of pants thrifted saves so much more water than one pair of shirts? I'll give you a hint. How are clothes dyed? Yeah. So most pants are like jeans, right? So it takes a lot of glue and a lot of dye, a lot of water to dye those jeans. So the jean factories, they use a bunch of water to make sure your jeans are dyed the deepest, darkest shade of blue or the perfect shade of whatever color it is. The fashion industry produces emissions that equate to driving 372 million cars for 1 year. This is gas cars. 50% of CO2 emissions come from the consumer's end. And while we all understand that one person is a drop in the bucket, one person does make an impact, eventually we hope to convert the entire industry. And thrifting can save 4 miles of driving emissions for one pair of shirts, and one pair of pants saves 20 miles. And here are some other pieces of clothing from past years. Something important to note, something cool that I noticed. This slideshow is from last year. That picture is from last year. It's pink, it's coquette, it's still in style. And it's important to buy clothes that are timeless. So what are some thrift resources? Savers. There's a Savers in Framingham and another in Marlborough. They're both amazing places to shop. They have a bunch of amazing clothes rotated out per season. Goodwill. I think there's a Goodwill in Boston. There's a Goodwill Bins in New Hampshire. If you're going to Goodwill Bins, stay safe, wear gloves, bring hand sanitizer. Don't touch anything. Those can be a little nasty. Local thrifts. Local thrifts include like consignment stores. These are places where the people who own the shops, they go out and thrift for clothes. And because they're curating a specific style that you would probably like. So consignment stores are a great way to support the people as well as the environment. Online, there's Poshmark and ThreadUp, as well as Depop. So, if you want to be a part of the movement, be a part of slow fashion, you can join Sewing Club Fridays after school, or Green Team Fridays before school. Thank you. Now, all of the models, we're all going to walk through one more time. This should be your loudest cheer. Everyone give it up, okay? Ready? We're all going to walk through one more time. Deciding to come to the lecture hall to see the slow fashion show. And thank you to our wonderful MC, Tara, for helping with all of this. This could not have happened without you. Thank you to Madame, thank you to Green Team, who's not here, but that's okay. And thank you to the tech team, working through all of our tech issues. Thank you to Mr. King for letting us host the show.